Welcome back, Hunters! I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate G Rank, where we are going to do one more episode using the bow, and this time it's probably might go a little bit more smoothly than last time, where we're going to be able to fight the monster a little bit more reliably. One thing that I probably should have checked out was in the options when it comes to bow controls. Yeah, I think I want slower default. That probably affected why it was so slow trying to get the bow to aim properly. So I'm going to change that up to default for this hunt, see how that goes. And I also did a little bit of research on the coatings that I mentioned or was using last episode, which are the power and the close range mostly. They both give your attacks a 50% boost. Now, the close range, the only difference is, again, close range removes a penalty for being too close to the monster, whereas the power coating just increases it but keeps the critical distance the same. So we're going after the 2 Lagombi to use this bow with. We should be okay because we do have the only -10 ice resistance. And maybe just in case, I'm going to bring some cleanser along too. I should have a bit here, yeah. So we'll go after these two, see how we do, and just put the bow to a little bit more use because it was requested to see what it's like. Because I haven't played or used it much at all, there's not really too much information or advice I can give in how to properly use it. And I forgot our hot drinks. You know what? It's probably best just to abandon quest and do a double check for anything I have missed. So yeah, abandoning a quest, there's actually no real penalty to it. You might lose a little bit of Zenny because of the quest fee, but it might not even apply either. But yeah, if you do forget something pretty vital, don't be afraid to just abandon the quest, go back and pick up what you forgot. I thought I had hot drinks stored up, but I guess I didn't restock that after taking them out to go after the Congalala. And I did notice I only had the 1 max potion. So there, now we're properly equipped for that. We just have to eat again, and then we'll properly take this out. But yeah, it goes to show that nobody is perfect. Trust me, I am far from it. And I guess we'll just go for... I guess we'll just try this one out, see how it goes. I don't really know what the best meal is, what you should be looking for per se when it comes to bow. I've usually stuck just to the bow guns to, again, they're my favorite weapons, so they're the ones I have the most practice with. But I thought I'd take a crack at the bow, show what it's like a bit. It does feel like the arc shots, and for Ultimate, the arc shot bows are weaker than the power shot of the other bow type, so I'd probably suggest try and get yourself a power shot bow if you can. And when it does come to the arc shots, I don't think they're powerful enough to warrant, like, really wanting to use that attack all that often. I don't think you'll get enough damage off. Okay, there we go. That's quite a bit faster for aiming. And this is still the same build as last episode, which is just the Ash Catcher Watcher set. I can't remember if I've gemmed up for Fire Attack +3 or it has built in. But yeah, it feels like when you're wanting to use the bow, you might want to use the default reticle speed. And if you're using the bow guns, the slower speed, just to be more accurate with your shots. And the biggest things to mind with the bow are keeping that critical distance and being efficient with charge 3s. And again, the way to tell for your critical distance is, I think the screen shake is probably the best method for knowing, because I don't think the screen will shake for any other shots that you try. And I did hear we got the other one in, don't we? Yeah, they're both here. Okay, this might be a little hard to deal with at the same time. I'm kind of hoping they'll smack into each other a bit more often for us, but... Yeah, see, this is what I think is going to happen a lot, is we're just going to get, like, shot back and forth a lot because of their 2 attacks. And those do hit for a lot of damage. I still don't know why they thought, like, back in these generations, everything World and Beyond. Oh, jeez. They really gave Lagombi some new moves on the ice. Like, yeah, double monster hunts or even triple monster hunts where all the monsters are active at once are just very annoying in this old generation because the monsters don't interact. They don't flinch each other, they don't really push each other around. They always only focus on you, so it definitely feels like just a bit of an unfair team-up in some regards. I'm not sure how many double hunts we'll have where there will be multiple in the same area, but I think one... why don't you screw off? Like, it's not fun dealing with you 2 at once. And I prefer... I might have to use the dung bombs, but my only problem is they might follow into the same areas after each other, so I almost want them to naturally pick their... Oh! Well, thank you. That's actually very helpful. Yeah, now that we're dealing one-on-one, it'll be much easier dealing with them. And then when it comes to gameplay, it basically is a lot of just what you're seeing right now is just mind a little bit of your positioning. You don't have to mind as much as the heavy bowgun because you have a lot more mobility. Is it just that we keep, like, sending him in this enraged state all the time, or what? It feels like almost every few attacks he's back into this. Oh, it was actually getting to be a bit more enjoyable up until this one showed back up. God. I hope whatever Monster Hunter is next, they keep the monsters separated. Or keep it so that way they will flinch each other with attacks, they will have more interaction. And it just doesn't become this nuisance to deal with them in a hunt. I don't care which one of you actually leaves, just one of you leave. I mean, they are smacking each other a bit, but I have no idea really how much they're hitting each other for. It honestly just comes down to when you have multiple monsters, it just becomes a runaround a lot. Are you going to actually change areas? No. So much for the dung bomb doing what's supposed to. And again, I don't want to draw the weapon because that's going to put us into... Okay, there we go. Finally, it's on its way out. I'm hoping they'll split up from here. Okay, there's the air's broken, so at least they'll be... I think... Ow. Even with the V distance, that still got us. I think this one we're currently fighting is quite a bit larger than the other. So at least we'll be able to use the sizes to tell them apart as well. But it's basically just a lot of rinse and repeat of this kind of behavior over and over again for hunts for the bow. Although trying to keep the critical distance is a little harder for Lagombis because of just their mobility. It'd be nice if you guys could just take care of the freaking Zamites. There we go. That was a nice shot in. Yeah, a little too close there. That's a good distance. Oh, and again. These two are in the same area. See, even if I use the dung bomb, it only buys us like a few minutes time. Okay, that... Oh, no, didn't arrange it. I thought it might have, because it seemed like it stopped mid-slide. Screw off, little guy. Like, come on. Okay, that one's leaving the area. So we'll keep on it, and hopefully the small one gives us a little bit more room to just deal with this one first. As soon as one's done, we'll switch over to using the coatings and see if that'll go a lot faster. Oh, but the bow is a bit slow when you gotta put it away, so do be mindful of that. Kinda wish the cats would also be mindful of where they're standing before they try to use the health stuff. But they're not very intelligent, as we've seen from this entire series so far. And just let the stamina come back, and then we'll keep working. There we go. Oh, and again, that one's back. It's almost like, you know, an annoying little brother or something that just does not want to stay away for too long. Oh, that probably would have been a mount chance, but we were just a little too out of the way for it. Seriously, they got... I hate these hunts the most because it's basically just stuck. Get a little bit of time, then get a long stall trying to deal with both, and then get a little time, long stall dealing with both. It doesn't really add a challenge to the game, in my opinion. It just makes it more annoying to play. Okay, he's changing areas again, so let's keep on that one. Leave this little bugger on his own for a bit. And hopefully we'll have this one limping in just a little while. The main area here, so we're not fighting him in such a tight area. And I say that. No, I'm just going to do this to get some damage in. Probably not a lot. Again, the damage numbers from World and Iceborne, at least were really good at letting you know how you're doing. Like, were you aiming at the right spot? Were your attacks effective for what they were? It might even be better if I just deal with the Zam. I'd probably go faster if I do myself. And is that going to be... No, just looks like the one... Now, big thing I want to watch out for are those lunges, because those seem to be the ones that do the most damage for his attacks. And they can definitely be shot off at moment's notice like that. Okay, there we go. So, what is the quest info? A large beast here for the sub-quest. We might be able to with the other one, once we break its ears. I'm hoping this guy won't be too much longer now that we know he's limping. Ow. Yeah. Do not stand directly in front of Lagombi. That lunge is just so quick to come out, you don't really have the time to actually dodge from it. Come on. You can't have much more left in ya. Okay, so we'll have to finish him off in the next area. But at least now we should have these two fully separated, and it'll be much easier tackling the second one. I think also because of its smaller size, it'll be a lot easier to dodge its attacks too. That was kind of dumb to roll there, but it worked out. See if we can put him down for good here. Oh, a little Alteroth bugger. Oh, there we go. He backed up right into the final shot. Okay. And that just leaves one more to go after, which should be so much easier without having the second one to deal with, and we'll be using the coatings too. So that one took us, we'll probably say maybe 15 minutes-ish again. Probably a little faster if we wouldn't have been distracted by the other one coming in, having to just mind ourselves with the two. We should be all good to go after this one proper. And we'll put the coating on just to test out and see how fast this does go. Oh, little conchu buggers. Yeah, this guy's much easier to stay right out of the front of. I say that, and then... That's one thing that I kind of had against Monster Hunter, is that charges and leaps and lunges feel like they should have a little bit more build-up in a way. Like, you see them propel and really get... There's actually, like, some build-up to them, rather than just instantaneous, or just... and they're off like that. Okay, well, at least I can restock on stuff, and we can head back out for it. Have that, pop that, and we should be all set. So now we're stocked up with plenty of first aid med pluses, so we should be alright for not having to go into our run out of potions and mega potions. We've just got to get back up to where it is. Yeah, that's the previous one we've taken down. Let's go find our actual one we want. Oh, there it is. The Tiny Terror. I do think spread is probably the worst shot type for the bow. Just because... God, it should not be getting me as much as it is. Spread's the worst shot type because a lot of the arrows that you might be firing out are going to the left or right unless it's a wide or large size monster. So I'd probably say the best shots are the Pierce and the Rapid. Like, I think at our best we're getting 3 arrows hitting into Lagombi. Maybe 4. But again, it just feels like that comes out way too easily and is so damaging for how quickly it can be used. Case in point. Like, at least that has a little bit of build-up that it actually has to, like, work up the muscle or flex and get ready for it. Yeah, I do have that little conchu kind of being a bit annoying sticking around. Okay, keep a bit of a wider distance from him as he's doing this, because it seems like it's pretty easy to get clipped by them as they go. I wonder if it might be better to use the level 2 charge for this bow, given this situation. Because the level 2 charge is the rapid, I think. Ow, again, I keep saying that I gotta mine that. I keep getting hit by it. I'm gonna do another one? No. Yeah, it really likes using the lunge charge. Seems like almost every second move is that. Okay, at least he's low on stamina, so he should be able to get a number of shots more easily in while he's tuckered out like this. Yeah, and him falling over will also help quite a bit, too. God, it feels like Monster Hunter, just these old generations, everything was in the way to make the hunt more annoying. Like, the small monsters not getting the clue to stay out of the fight. Double monsters in the same area. There we go, that was nice to get, though. Okay. And then with this coating, we can actually use this bow to its maximum potential, because we don't have the penalty for being too close with it active. But we do have... No. I figured I'd just do that because I don't want to really try storing our shots because of how much our stamina is draining with Ice Blade. There we go, back to normal. Okay. And we can just keep running up and letting these ones go at point blank. Although I do gotta mind the slopes here, because that will change how we gotta aim a little bit. Yeah, here. Take that Zamite out for me. Not gonna get me too easily with your swift lunges anymore. I'm watching out for them a bit better. Although, again, because of the angling, we don't got the... Oh, there we go. There we go. I think the Lagombi actually took out that one Zamite that was being pretty nuisance for us. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get the best angle without aiming for this area. Yeah, it seems we want to be a bit downhill of it. And then we can get all of the, or as many of the arrows hitting as possible per shot. Okay, let's keep on it and see how much longer it takes. But yeah, one of the big reasons why I don't use the bow is it feels so much weaker in comparison with like how the times are for getting stuff done. Like once we go back to the heavy bowgun for the Pink Rathians, I'm sure we'll see it's gonna be much faster hunt time. It's nice to have the unlimited ammo and to have access to like the dragon element and statuses to it, but it definitely feels like a weapon that complements with other people more so than solo playing it. Oh no, I want to be the one downhill of you, not the other way. There we go. I do like that you hold the charge as you do go up like the little ridge or that. And we'll just pop that another hot drink so we keep our stamina. And we should be able to get him down just a few more minutes. Again, if he would actually come out and fight us in this area. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think dramatically faster using the coatings. I think that one was maybe more like 10 minutes-ish with the coatings, and then without it was more like 15. Still was annoying for quite a while because the two were almost like linked together to keep going through the areas, but again, the bow is basically a lot of repeat like that. Back in this generation, I think it was probably the simplest weapon to really use because there wasn't too much more you had to worry about other than where your positioning would be and just keeping the same charge level. You didn't have to worry about different ammos having different critical... Well, I think the shot types do have different critical distances, but it's not quite like the two bowguns where you kind of feel a little bit more slower with them. Like the light bowgun, it is pretty mobile, but you do have to stop and let the shot go out, feel the recoil, and then move again. Whereas the bow, just you let it go, and then you can easily be charging another shot up. If you're okay with a bit longer hunt times, or maybe there's more maximized bow builds to speed along, it can be a fun weapon, and it can be one that's pretty easy to pick up the range stuff with, but for me, I gotta stick to the bowguns that I know. And just finish all that up. There's new hunter rank, gold crown large, so that's why that one was quite the nuisance. The larger the monster is, the more area they can hit with their attacks, and the more damage they can do. That is the Lagombi shown off, so now we'll just take a look-see about... I don't actually know if there is a Lagombi heavy bowgun in this generation. I know there's definitely a Lagombi heavy bowgun, but... yeah, it doesn't seem like it's here. And I don't see it anywhere there. And I don't think I've come across it anywhere through this. Yeah, I guess for whatever reason, Lagombi didn't get a heavy bowgun in 4 Ultimate. It's pretty weird. But armor-wise, we'll take a look and see, because we should have... yeah, we got materials for that. It is basically just... no, actually, that is the exact same look for both Blade Master and Gunner. Okay. Does that carry through even to... yeah, that carries through all the way. I think it's basically just the poke armor brought forward. Because I think for Monster Hunter... Freedom 2? Or is it just Monster Hunter 2? No, I think it's Monster Hunter Freedom 2 where Tigrex got introduced in the Snowy Mountains. That starter armor set became kind of like Lagombi set going forward through a number of the games. No, I didn't even check the status, or the skills on it, my bad. Yeah, let me just quickly pull up the skills. Evade distance sheathing, it's not bad for like a couple of utility skills, but the lasting power and the cold resist, I don't think offset it. I think it's not really a set you'll want to go looking for. But we're going to end this episode and our bow use on Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate right here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of the series. I know last episode, this one was pretty long. It's just, that's kind of how bow can be in these previous games. It's a bit slower to get things done and move along. I'm very glad they did change it up in World, Iceborne, and Rise to feel a little bit more fluid, dynamic, and more power to it, because it did need it. But it's still nice to take a look at the models. Monster Hunter has always been great for like the fashion hunting set of it, and yeah, I'm just glad I was able to show you guys, and thank you for the request for asking to see the bows. But we're going to end things off here before this goes on too long, so if you did like the video, be sure to give a like, and until I catch you in the next video, Hunters and Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.